three. And for the Hawks, the backcourt guards are Young and Daniel. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. And it's Shea in at the small forward position. While the season just started, GA, we have a few big storylines already.
Yeah, it doesn't take long in this league. The intense media scrutiny, social media, news travels fast.
Now, here is Young. Johnson sends the screen for Young. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Yeah, plenty of power behind that move from Johnson.
Barnes passes to Purdle. It's Barrett on the wing. Pass to quickly. Fires the three. They get it back. Purdle. Porzingis with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
To the middle. Barnes kicks to quickly. Clock at 6. Purdle with a screen on Young. The Raptors need to get a shot. And the dunk by Purdle.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Here's Young. About a minute played so far here in the first. Outside for Porzingis. The Hawks working the ball around. Young against quickly. From the stripe, and he nails the jumper.
Well, he is such a confident shooter. Young just taking what the defense gives him.
Quickly looking it over. Onside, Barrett. Purdle sets the pick for Barrett. And it's Purdle at the elbow. And the dunk by Purdle.
A real challenge to guard in pick and rolls. Barrett's size and ability to distribute the rock is elite.
Now here's Porzingis. He had 15 points last out. Young against quickly. High post Young. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
And another of these young, talented players out of Canada, R.J. Barrett, is a high-level NBA athlete.
It's in the blood. His father played for the Canadian national team. Barrett, an attack wing who loves to get downhill.
Now, here's quickly. After the miss from Trae Young.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Shea finds Young. Here's Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
It is so much fun watching these guys just throw it down. Jalen Johnson can do it with the best of them.
Quickly the pass to Barrett. Driving to the basket. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And so it's Daniels who brings up the ball for the Hawks. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
Yeah, look, that's not the kind of performance they would have liked. But the one good thing about this league, the next game's always right around the corner.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Daniels against Ingram. To the inside. Here's Purdle, and the dunk by Purdle.
Boy, it's a joy to watch Ingram as he's developed. One of the hardest working players in the game.
Young against quickly. Here's the three. The rebound by Brandon Ingram. Pass to quickly. Now here's Barnes. Back to quickly. Outside, Barrett. From past the arc. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to catch up with Atlanta's head coach for a minute. We chatted about Scotty Barnes. In terms of the game plan, coach told me they plan to give Scotty extra attention, saying, quote, "We'll try to make things hard on him. It's key we don't allow him to get into an early groove. We'll see if they can execute." Back to you.
Thank you once again, Allie. Here's Pirtle, following the bucket by the Hawks. And Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Young looking around. Pass to Porzingis. Lets it go from deep. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists in the game. Barnes outside. Here's Barrett, guarded by Rizachet. Left side, Barrett. Here's Ingram. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, we know Brandon has a smooth jumper, but man, he can really score down low.
It's Young on the wing, quickly covering. Kicks it out to Johnson. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Johnson letting it fly in a hurry.
Raptors trail by 6. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Raptors, timeout.
Georgia's own Lil Yachty coming out to support the Hawks tonight.
He chose a good game to come see them play. Atlanta has had plenty to cheer for in this one.
And here is Barnes. He had 19 points in the win against Memphis.
Also, he had more blocks than New York City, offering up some incredible rim protection.
Now here's Ingram. They trail by 6. Good on the bucket. Ingram's got his second bucket.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, excitement building in Ontario ahead of this coming May when the WNBA makes its long-awaited launch north of the border. The Toronto Tempo will become Canada's first ever WNBA franchise. And with that league finding a rhythm, this debut feels right on time.
It is a beautiful thing. And Shams, we appreciate the report.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Young dishes to Johnson. Porzingis with a screen on Barnes. Johnson kicks to Porzingis. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. That's 10 points for Porzingis.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Here's Quickly. Ingram passes to Barnes. And here's Barrett. Off target from outside.
He hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient.
Johnson outside. Shot clock at 5. Daniels, no good. Raptors trail by 4. Barnes with it, and Young picks him up defensively. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
There you see the strength of Barnes. He's really hit the weight room, improving that upper body strength.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Hawks.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
In his relatively young career, Scotty Barnes, GA, has played a number of positions.
Well, he's so versatile. He can be successful at a lot of different spots on the floor. A blue guy you can plug in just about anywhere.
Yeah, I love how gritty Young can be. He's not a big guy, but he plays big against contact.
Hurdle, high post. He's against Porzingis. Now, here's Barrett, guarded by Rizachet. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
Nice pump fake there. Barrett isn't all effort and athleticism. He pays attention to his craft.
Toronto shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And that one falls for Barrett. Even after pivoting towards their youth, GA the Hawks last season had an improved record.
Yeah, they traded away a bunch of rotation veterans, but the young fellas showed they were ready to step in, and this group didn't miss a beat.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Okongwu's checked in for Zachary Rizachet. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Dyson Daniel.
Look, we know R.J. Barrett can score, but I like the improvement he's shown defensively over the course of his career. He has put in the effort.
Now, here is Young. Jacks up a three. That's miss number 3 for him. Now 2 for 5 from the floor. Dick passes to Ingram and slam dunk by Ingram.
Well, there's Ingram using his length and just hammering it down.
Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against Memphis.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
Yeah, and you know, coaches honestly wouldn't have as much to do if guys shot like that every night.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
76% from the line a season ago.
The Raptors making a switch here. Robo's checked in. Okongwu, no good on the free throw. And last year, coach, for the Hawks ended in disappointment, but they're feeling good about this roster.
Well, they've assembled some exciting young talent, a real depth of talent at the forward positions. Once they mature, they could be dangerous. That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And one more thing they've done well tonight. They've attacked the rim viciously and have gotten a lot of points by just going at the defender.
And that one misses. GA now in year 3 under Darko Rajakovic. The Raptors are staying the course.
His contract runs through next season, and he's all in on developing these young players and getting the best out of it.
Well, he's called the unicorn for a reason. Porzingis doing unicorn-type things tonight.
Ingram attacking and slam dunk by Ingram. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here is Young. Ball stolen. Here's Mobo, defended by Young. Pass to Ingram. 1:53 left in the first quarter. Here's Mobo. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Ingram's got 3 assists now in this one.
Nice work by Ingram, keeping his eyes open, allowing him to find an opportunity for a teammate.
Now, here is Young. Alexander Walker passes to Porzingis. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Oh, man, off to a terrific start. Yet to miss 6 made buckets.
Inside. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Toronto shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. And some changes here for the Raptors. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. And it's Walter in for R.J. Barrett. And the free throw, no good. So here we are, Greg, looking at this roster of the Raptors. What is the path to contention?
Well, perhaps an opening in the East for them to make a move. Going from good to great, it's tougher and will require them to develop or acquire some superstar talent.
Now, here's Okongwu. Really struggled in the loss against Cleveland. Toronto leading by 3. Here's Mobo. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Pass to Dick. Here's Shed. A three-pointer is right on target.
In so many different ways, Dick gets the ball to his teammates. Always on time and on target.
Kennard, the pass to Okongwu. Back to Kennard. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
Well, you expect there to be peaks and valleys, but you've got some excellent scores on both sides.
Here's Shed. Pass to Mobo. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Look, when he gets hot, it's scary. Feeling it right now.
The shot, no good. And so it's Toronto, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
Newell out there with Okongwu. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Krejci in at the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. So it's Toronto now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Puts it up. Dick can't get it to go. The Hawks trail by 8. Pass to Alexander-Walker. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Here's Krejci. There's the triple. Drills the three-pointer. Krejci's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from him.
Here's Walter. Hasn't made one yet. Here's Murray Boyle. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Atlanta's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9 to the middle. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks a lot. Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic explained what he's looking for on the offensive end. He said, quote, it's unselfishness, ball and body movement, playing together and making each other better. Also, you have to be able to adjust. Basketball is not set in stone. If it was, it would be a recipe. Kevin?
Yeah, you got to roll with the punches. Thank you, Allie. Here's Murray Boyd. After the basket by Atlanta, here's Mobo. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Kristaps Porzingis. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. So Stan, just for old time's sake, do you think the league should bring back the hand check? Do you miss it?
Well, look, Kevin, I think what the league's done with allowing freedom of movement has made this game a lot better than it was. I think the key, as it is in most things, is finding the balance where we're giving the defense a chance, not calling cheap fouls, but also not letting them just physically overpower each other.
Mobo. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
Quickly against Young. Okongwu with the screen for Young. And Okongwu slams it in.
Well, that's Trae Young's strength, working that pick and roll to perfection.
And Ingram has got the ball here for Toronto. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Here's Newell. Back to Young. Down low. Shot clock at 6. And he goes in for the dunk.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Quickly finds Ingram. Back to Quickly. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Ingram's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. For Atlanta, they've gotten all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far. Hung outside. Offline with his 3.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
It's Ingram on the wing. Guarded by Rizachet. It's Ingram on the wing. A 26-point game for him in the win against Memphis. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Dare I say, he's had a perfect game. Incredible. No misses thus far. A major reason they lead.
Here's Rizachet. Still scoreless. Pass to Young. Move. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Yeah, give credit to those guys for playing with such aggressiveness. It makes a huge difference when you get that kind of boost from your second unit.
And how about the emergence, Stan, of Dyson Daniels as an elite wing defender?
Yeah, look, Kevin, I think what happened with Dyson Daniels is he just got a chance to step into more playing time, and as he got that consistent time, he showed that he's not only one of the best defenders in this league, but he's got more offensive skill than people thought he had also.
Raptors have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight. Jalen Johnson's checked in for Atlanta. Alexander Walker comes in for Trae Young. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Raptors. And that one misses.
And you look at Grady Dick's physical gifts, and you see it's all there. Size, length, careful training, and hard work could make him into something special.
Now, here's Okongwu. Pass to Alexander Walker. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Dick. And a quick look at how Atlanta's schedule shaping up. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Franz Wagner and the Orlando Magic. Then on Friday, they'll face off against Brandon Ingram and the Toronto Raptors.
And for that game against Los Angeles, that's one that I'm particularly curious about. Should be a fun matchup with the rosters those teams have.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Tyson Daniels on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Here's Alexander Walker, and he's good on the three ball. Alexander Walker's got 5 points now this quarter. Quickly against Daniels. Ingram outside. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by the Hawks. Now, Reza Shea. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Alexander Walker. Another three for Atlanta.
Well, it took him a while to get his legs under him. He didn't do much in the first quarter, but now he's off and running.
Now, Dick. Ingram up top. Guarded by Reza Shea. Ingram kicks to Barnes. And again, no good by Toronto. Atlanta's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. Pass to Reza Shea. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And now it's a three-point Atlanta lead.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Now here is Pirtle, covered by Okongwu.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. To the paint, here's Reza Shea. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
I like the movement from the rookie, Zachary Reza Shea.
To stand both the 23 and 24 first overall picks coming from France. Reza Shea, the top selection by Atlanta in 24.
Look, and I thought Reza Shea just got better as his rookie year went on, and he's going to continue to improve from year to year. This guy can shoot the ball, he can defend, and he really improved his passing as the year went on.
At the wing position, Reza Shea has pretty much everything you're looking for, right? Length, mobility, three-point shooting, and add to that, he has a great feel for the game.
Overall, this quarter, he's getting good looks, and he's taking advantage.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Daniels. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, Daniels is a tall guard. He can get up with the best of them.
Raptors trail by 4. Now, here's Quickly. He's got 6, and it's Jalen Johnson with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Daniels against Quickly. Pass to Barrett. Just 4 to shoot. Now here's Ingram. There's the 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Toronto, they've gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Now Barnes. Back to Ingram. Ingram drawing the double team. Nobody near Barnes. The three-pointer, no good. And the Hawks with possession. They're on a 14-4 run. And the basket by Johnson.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Barnes kicks to Barrett. Down low, here's Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam. To the middle, it's tipped. Pirtle with the steal. On the wing quickly, all sorts of time. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Alexander Walker finds Rizachet. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Pirtle. Here's Barnes driving in. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Special move from a very versatile Scotty Barnes.
Alexander Walker with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Yeah, he did a great job attacking the defense and getting to the line. That kind of aggression goes a long way.
And so quickly, we'll bring it up for Toronto. Onside, Barrett. Barnes looking around. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ingram. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Yeah, huge game from Ingram. He does this so often. Maybe one of the most overlooked stars in the league.
Here's Rizachet. He's got 6. Banked in off the glass. Rizachet's got 8 points in the quarter. Raptors trail by 5. And here is Ingram. Shoots over Alexander Walker. And it's Ingram missing.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
Here's Rizachet. And the shot goes in. Now it's a 7-point Atlanta lead.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Pirtle, the pass to Barnes. Tries the spin move. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of those. Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay, and he couldn't.
Barrett the pass to Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
I mean, the defense basically gave that one to him.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's Atlanta up by 5. Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
You got it. Trey, what's been the key to your effort so far?
Just playing hard. We're playing hard right now. And they made a lot of shots, and we got to do better at making it tougher for them.
Got to keep the fight going, guys.
All right, Allie, thank you. And folks, we'll be back with you right after this halftime break.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. Before we go any further, a look ahead to the games yet to be played tonight. The Nets, out in Brooklyn, will go up against the Timberwolves. Tip-off will be 7 o'clock Eastern.
I'm predicting a somewhat lopsided outcome, just saying.
And now taking a look at the first half of this game, hard not to be in awe of what Porzingis is doing right now.
The unicorn out there creating magic. Shots are falling easy. At 7 foot whatever. I don't know how you stop him.
I guess you have to grow a couple of inches and maybe bring out a ladder.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Reminds me of the good old days. Feed it to the big and let him work.
Here's Ingram. And checking out the group for Darko Rajakovic to start the second half. Their front court is Barrett and Barnes. Emmanuel quickly out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. Back to Barnes. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
And you got to be careful how you guard Barnes, especially when he's in attack mode.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Quinn Snyder entering his 3rd full season as head coach of the Hawks.
Well, before this, Quinn had a good 8-year run as coach of the Utah Jazz, which ended when he resigned. Most coaches have a tendency toward being fired instead, but he quickly moved on in Atlanta.
Barnes hits them both.
And Barnes, an all-around threat, a good scorer, aggressive rebounder, solid passer, and more than capable defensively.
Now, here is Young. Porzingis with a screen on quickly. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well-placed pass in the hands of a guy ready to attack.
Raptors trail by 5. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Hey, Kevin. R.J. Barrett, the son of a pro hoops player, he said, quote, as a youngster, my dad programmed me to be aggressive. He always told me, go to the rim, live in the paint. When you do that, you not only score, but you force the whole defense to collapse, and you can make easy plays to hit shooters. Back to you guys.
Playing with purpose. Allie, as always, we appreciate your reporting. Now Young, after R.J. Barrett's three-pointer that didn't go. Some solid defense from Ingram. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Ingram's got 18 points in the game.
Well, when Ingram gets it going like this, he's a very hard man to defend.
Young finds Rizichet. Ingram against Daniels. 5 on the clock. Young with no one around. Off target from three-point range.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Young inside, quickly covering. Pass to Rizichet. Rebound by the Raptors. Ingram's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Not a great start to the second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
See the stats for Barrett. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 21 points per game last year, 5 assists and 6 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineups, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
Now, here is Young. Now, Rizichet. Outside, Porzingis over Pirtle. Porzingis can't hit.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Pass to Ingram. Now Barnes. And here is Quickly. For three, Ingram gets the three-pointer to fall. And now a 4-point Raptor lead.
Well, Ingram, with the way he shoots the ball, he is a big threat from the corner.
Young finds Johnson. Back to Young. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Ingram outside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, scorers like Ingram find a way to draw those fouls.
Raptors have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Ingram. In GA, the Hawks going young, trying to build a sustainable model for success.
Yeah, most of their starters not yet scratching their prime, so there's going to be some growing pains, but they're showing plenty of promise.
Both free throws, good for Ingram.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Here's Young. It's rebounded by Quickly.
Well, you win and lose as a team, so the fact that they're trailing isn't all on him. But with that said, he's had a rough shooting performance.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 23. And the Raptors miss again.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, that's one he'd like to have back. Those are the opportunities you have to convert.
And you got to admire the tenacity from Barnes. Love seeing him take charge like that.
And the Hawks with possession here. The Raptors getting the bucket. Back to Johnson. It's good from long range. Johnson's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Yeah, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that. Pass to Rizachet. And the dunk by Rizachet.
Yeah, if you give Rizachet a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Quickly against Young. Quickly kicks to Barnes. Here's Ingram. Now, here's Barrett. Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. Launches a three. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Young. Johnson the screen for the tie. Rebound by the Raptors.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Young with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, one of the premier offensive players in the league, Kristaps Porzingis is hot tonight, putting on a show. Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Brandon Ingram with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, they've failed to break this guy's rhythm. Maybe a break in the action will help.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Atlanta. Dix checked in for Toronto. Outside, Porzingis. The tray. It's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got 5 rebounds tonight.
After draining 3 triples in the first half, he doesn't have any in the second half. I know he's disappointed, but he needs to remain aggressive.
Quickly kicks to Barrett. Lets it go with a 3. He doesn't hit that one.
Well, defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Rizachet in the corner. Outside Daniel. Lobbed up there for Johnson. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Sometimes you just have to throw it up to an athlete and let him do the rest. That's a great finish for Johnson.
Now, here's Barrett. 6 points for him. Pass to Dick. It's Barrett on the wing. Clock at 6. Shoots over Rizachet. And Barrett with the basket on the assist by Dick.
An effective mid-range scorer. Barrett excels at finding openings in the defense and capitalizing.
Porzingis with a screen on Barrett. Now Johnson. Johnson the screen. Back to Rizachet. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plaster to the shooter.
Dick passes to Quickly. He's looking for Pirtle and finds him. Screen by Pirtle. A 3 from Barnes. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Alexander Walker. And here's Daniels. On the wing, Johnson, covered by Barnes. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Number 5, the Hawks.
And this team, in terms of scoring off the turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Okongwu's checked in for Johnson. And Toronto also making a switch. Bobo's checked in. Quickly finds Dick. Over in the corner, Barnes. Dick sets a screen for Barnes. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Barnes has got 6 in the quarter.
And right where he wants to be. It's so dangerous letting Barnes get inside like that.
Barnes against Porzingis. Over Barnes. Barnes grabs the miss. Raptors leading by 5. Outside, Barrett. Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. And the 3 off target. Atlanta's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Snatched away. Fast break, Toronto. Dick wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. And it's an 8-point Raptor lead.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite 3-point shot.
Inside and stolen by Barnes. Pass to Mobo. Barnes outside. Here's Dick. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Daniels who brings up the ball for the Hawks. Takes it inside, and that one drops for him. Daniels has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Quick burst in close from Daniels for the bucket.
So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in 2nd in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Now, here's Barrett, guarded by Rizachet. Onside, Barrett, 5 to shoot. Pass to quickly, and stolen by Daniels. To the inside, Porzingis. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Now, just a 4-point Toronto lead.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 2 points, that one goes. 8 points for Dyson Daniels.
Well, Daniels has good length, so this close in, he can use that to his advantage.
Outside, Barrett. Barnes outside. And again, Toronto no up. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Raptors lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. We've got Newell. Kennard is out there with Trae Young. Then it's Okongwu, and it's Alexander Walker in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. On its way from Young for 2, misses off the left eye.
His shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Ingram against Young. Ingram drawing the double team. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds here tonight. Steps back. Here's Alexander Walker. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Grady Dick.
2 shots.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Ingram outside. Rebound by the Hawks. Here's Newell to the paint. And Okongwu slams it in.
Love to see this kind of aggression from Okongwu. Great job playing with force inside.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Now, here is Young. Here's Alexander Walker, and he converts the layup. And it's a 4-point Hawks lead.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Here's Shed. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. A 3-ball, 6 to shoot. That's not going to drop for him. 5 of 9 with that miss.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Raptors lead by 1.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Here's Shed. Pass to Dick. Here's Walter. Kennard covering. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Dalen Johnson's checked in for Atlanta. The Raptors also with a sub. Pirtle is checked in for Walter. It seems to be an overlooked part of Trae Young's game, but GA, he's led the NBA in total assists a few times.
No doubt. You initially think about Trae shooting, scoring, but he also runs the offense really well and wants to facilitate.
And the first one at the line is good. And Stan, you think about the skill level of Trae Young. What makes him, in your opinion, such a tough cover?
Well, I think the best thing about Trae Young, Kevin, is as much of a scorer he is, he's even better as a passer. And so it's hard to commit a second defender to Trae Young all the time because he will find the open people and create great shots for his team. Well, guys, what I love about Young is you cannot break his will. Great mental and emotional toughness.
Now here's Ingram, and Toronto turns it over again. Walter, he's checked in for Toronto.
Number 14, Jacoby Walter.
Here's Young. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 6. On the wing. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Raptors trail by 3. Here's Shed. Now Dick. Defended by Alexander Walker. Here's Shed. Over Young. He's it up and in off the pretty assist. Pirtle's got 22.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficient.
And Young kicks to Okongwu. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Jamal.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Hawks.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Reza Shea is coming in for Alexander Walker. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Luke Kennard.
Well, when you watch Onyeka Okongwu, he's a guy who rebounds, scores, improves his game, and he's still got a lot of room to grow.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Zingas is checked in for Okongwu. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. And Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
Allie, thank you so much. Barnes outside. Pass to Barrett. Takes the three. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Well, Barrett likes to shoot threes at a steady clip, and he's pretty free with those shots.
Young dishes to Johnson. The wide open look here for Porzingis, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Well, that's his 4th triple for the game now. Just his 1st in the second half.
For three, Barrett. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Can you even believe this is the same guy? What a difference here in the second half.
Johnson sets the screen for Daniels. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. Pass to quickly. Now here is Pirtle. Outside Barrett. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here is Young. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over quickly. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Raptors have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Barnes finds quickly. And here's Barrett. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. To the wing right side. Rizachet wide open. No good on the triple.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
A 3 from Barnes. Pirtle's shot is off. And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. The lead is 2. Pass to Rizachet. A pass to Porzingis. Ingram with the steal. Young against quickly. Ingram outside. Barnes left side. A 3-pointer off the mark. For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Pass to Rizachet. Porzingis with a screen on Barrett. Young in the corner. Here's Rizachet. The Hawks again can't hit.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
And that one's good, Barnes.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Johnson sets the screen for Daniel. The Hawks again can't hit. Toronto's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the 4th quarter so far. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, Ingram knows how to be a problem for the defense inside, drawing contact there.
At the line for the Raptors, Brandon Ingram, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Well, Ingram's a kind of a quiet scorer. Sometimes you don't even notice when he's putting up 20, 30, 40, because he just does it within the flow of the game.
Both free throws good for Ingram.
Well, you know Ingram is known for his scoring, but he's really developed as a passer during his time in the league. He is a well-rounded offensive player.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Atlanta's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now, here is Young. Outside, Porzingis. Toronto grabs the miss. Pirtle's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Faster quickly. Outside, Barrett. Down low, Pirtle. Porzingis with the block.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep a shot out of Porzingis' reach. He has such long arms.
Oh, wow!
What a dunk! Always great to see a guy rise to a challenge. Johnson knew this was a must-get bucket.
And Stan, we know Jalen Johnson comes from a basketball family.
Well, they did a great job, Kevin, of teaching him the game because Jalen Johnson can really play, and I'm sure everyone in his family is extremely proud of what he's doing in the NBA.
And that one falls for Johnson. Dan, Jalen Johnson is already a nightly double-double threat, and his game, it just continues to expand.
Oh, look, Jalen Johnson, Kevin, is an all-star level guy. I mean, efficient on the offensive end, brings consistent energy every night, makes very few mistakes, and plays both ends of the floor.
Ah, it's good!
Hey, you need a bucket? Who you gonna call? They've got Young on speed dial.
Here's Barnes. Pocket pass to the paint, and he punches it home.
And no fear in Barnes late in the game. This guy is not afraid of the moment.
Now Porzingis. From about 19, Barnes rips down the rebound.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Porzingis with the block.
A unicorn out there doing what he does on defense, protecting the paint.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
A free throw drops for Quickly. And Quickly drops them both.
Well, they needed those. He stayed calm and got it done.
Young outside. Now Porzingis, Pirtle with the steal. Barnes left side.
This is a big trick for Barnes here. The young guy just has to clear his mind and focus on the shot.
Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. so both free throws are good, and it's a three-point game.
Well, he makes the most out of that trip to the line, showing composure down the stretch.
Young. Oh, the floater is good.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Ingram right side. Count it.
Well, just huge points there from Ingram. His length is so often an advantage in those situations.
There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now Johnson leaves it in off the window.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Daniels against Ingram. Releases from 15. Porzingis pulls it down. It's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Young gets quickly. Johnson with a screen on Barrett. Daniels missed on the three. Here's the Raptors with the ball. It's a one-point game. Ingram against Porzingis. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. And what's their best move at this point?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Yeah, the clock is their enemy, and they know it. We'll see if they go for the tie or try and get it quickly.
Porzingis beyond the arc. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Young to tie it up. And he does not hit. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Hey, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try to extend the game.
Team sport. At the line for the Raptors, Brandon Ingram taking 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, pure desperation right now. Do you think there's enough time?
Young drives in. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline with our player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Brandon, hot shooting for you tonight. Where do you get that confidence level to take over like this?
Just coming in, working on my routine every single day. I think my teammates put me in a really, really good position to step in the shots and give me confidence on the basketball floor to shoot the ball, and also give them the basketball to do whatever they want on the floor to create and make something happen. So confidence comes from my teammates.
And you've been a great teammate as well. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Allie, thank you so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Brandon Ingram.